What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 18th day of June, and here we are sitting at about $1.16, just below there. 10 hours, 10 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, so here we are over the last 3 days, seeing a little bit of a pullback. Okay, so from a high point to where we are now, you've dropped about 10.6%. And as of now, you're probably down about 10% overall from that high to low. So you've seen a little bit of a pullback. We look at this from a low here to a high there on this measurement. You can see that we are at the 0.5. Perfect area to find support, by the way, at the 0.5. And we are right at prior points of resistance as well. So this 50 level could hold us as support and we could move higher, especially paired with this area of prior resistance. If not, perhaps we go down to the golden ratio. That could take us to about $1.12, maybe $1.13.6. We're at $1.16 now, so that's really not too intimidating, but a little bit lower is definitely on the table. I want to look at the short-term stuff, and then we can zoom back out to the daily time frame. Okay, 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this bad boy. Let's see. From a low point here to a high point here. Golden ratio support, and you kind of broke through. You're at the 786. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look great. Maybe we're on the wrong fib. Yeah, I don't know if I would take that fib, actually. Let's. I'm not going to take that fib, to be fair. We'll wait and we'll take a different fib. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour RSI showing a little bit of bullish divergence, stochastics showing some bullish divergence, and the MACD's dying off. It's killing its bullish or its bearish momentum. This is actually set up for some recovery. Now it's the 1 hour time frame. We're not talking about anything extreme, but you could see movement like this. Yeah, absolutely. We could see something that takes you above this high, takes you above $1.30. You're at $1.16 now. I mean, from here, well, we're talking about 10% move or more. Yeah, I could very well see that happen. Maybe between now and the end of the week, maybe between now and sometime next week. But yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Makes a lot of sense to me. If we look at this on a 4 hour basis, now we can measure from a fib. From this low here, I feel comfortable with that, to this high. We already did that, right? On the daily time frame, you're at the 0.5, right? Again, if you go lower, $13.6, $11.9, $12, whatever, that area would hold you as support. But I think you are starting to find support in this area here. I like the solid body down with the potential setup for a doji candle close here, and then maybe you get a solid body up in the next one. That's a classic reversal signal. Solid body up, doji candle at the top, solid body down, reversal right there. Solid body down, doji candle at the bottom, solid body up. That was a reversal point right there. You see what I'm talking about? Does it make sense? If I'm speaking a different language, you might not understand the terminology. Let me try it again. See if we can find an example. I mean, those are really great examples right there. But yeah, typically you get a solid body down. A doji candle is one that's basically got like big wicks and it closes somewhat neutral. Okay. That's the short explanation of it. That's effectively what it is. Yeah. And then you get a solid body up. That's a point of reversal. And you did reverse right here for a little bit, but then you came back down. It wasn't that extreme of a reversal. These are much better examples here and here, where you got a solid body down, doji, solid body up. I don't know how to better explain it. So I'm going to stop trying. Let's move on. Higher lows overall, liking it. 4 hour RSI, you've got lower lows in the RSI, but higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence. You're at the same area here that you were back here when you found your low down here and you started moving up. So that's great. Overall, a very bullish RSI. The stochastics have been oversold for quite some time. Again, just like the RSI reminded me of this time over here, the stochastics reminds me of this time over here, and both of those were associated with this low point in the price. So that's pretty damn good. I like the way that looks. The MACD, instead of being at this point where you're rejecting the zero and then having to battle through it, you're actually at the point where you could be finding support at the zero and then getting some lift off of that. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if this next move from a low to a high here, if this next move was actually greater than the last move. You saw a 14% move there. You probably do move above $1.30, probably even above $1.35 from here. Being that we're on the 4 hour time frame, I do think that this move could extend into next week. It doesn't have to be like this. We don't have to see a movement like that. It doesn't have to be, by Saturday that we're there. It could take its time. It could be a little bit more methodical. And again, at first, this move wasn't where you started. It was here. You were a little bit more methodical, and then you rallied. Maybe see some methodology, and then you rally. But, I mean, hell, maybe we're even going to like $1.40. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty damn all right, in my opinion. Looking at this from a relative high, do I want that high? I want this high. This high here to a low here. Again, look at this, right? Solid body down, doji candle, solid body up. And what was that? That was a focal point, a reversal point, a point of contention. High to low Fibonacci retracement. Went up to your 0.5 to your 236. This is so common when you're working your way up to the golden ratio, yeah. It's a bit of the most common fib retracement would be 382, 236 golden ratio, or 382, 236, 0.5, 382 golden ratio, a little bit more methodical, whatever it may be. But a good bit of the time, you'll actually see this 0.5 rejection down to the 236, and then here. So your next target area, I think we nailed it on the head at first, $1.33 to $1.37. Maybe you move higher. Maybe you do. Points of resistance here, points of prior support and contention back here in the price. So $1.33.5, $1.37.3 right now. I like that. But you really could, if you want to move higher, you could move to like $1.42, $1.48, somewhere in that range as well. Okay. I am not, I would not be upset with that area. So looking good for XRP. I certainly do expect that we'll be moving higher over the coming days. Probably within the next 10 days or so. By the end of the month, I would expect that XRP is above $1.30. Definitely, yeah. And looking at the daily indicators, RSI, it's a bit bearish, it's a bit bleak, but hey, you're at the 40 level, you can find support right around here. Stochastics are at the 50, you could find support there. And the MACD sucks, but again, the shorter term stuff looks all right. I mean, as long as we're not closing, let's see. I'd say as long as we're not closing below like $1.13, I think we're okay. You can go below $1.13, but don't close below there, right? $1.13.65, 1.1365. We close a day below there, that could be problematic. That would hurt all this potential momentum that you have set up, and I mean, at that point, we could see a lower low. So that's the call. I don't really know if there's anything else to talk about. We can look at the ribbons. The ribbons might be helpful. We'll look at the ribbons. We'll look at some moving averages, and then we'll wrap this video up. Yeah, I mean, you look good. Typically, when you get that deep in the ribbons like that, you do see a cross. Typically, not always, but typically. Yeah, you rejected. You came back down, but you'll probably come back up. Weekly ribbon. You're pretty far away from it. Come back up. Yeah, dollar. Find resistance right where you did before, right there at like $1.42. If it happens next week or the week after, that ribbon will come down a little bit. So yeah, right around $1.37, $1.35, perfect. It's exactly what we're looking for. What about the monthly ribbon? Monthly ribbon's still bullishly postured. Technically, you find your lows, at least you have for the past handful of years now, in this kind of environment with your ribbon for XRP, to be completely fair. I mean, XRP in the last bear cycle, or at least, no, let's see. Sorry, here. June. You found your low in June of 2022. It's June of 2026. The cycle before, you found it in March of 2020. Or would it? No, that was the COVID lows. No, you found it in, would have been, would it have been March 20? You found your lows after Bitcoin. So you can find your lows after Bitcoin finds its lows. You can find your lows before Bitcoin finds its lows. I don't know. The main thing here is that the monthly time frame, whenever you get really scrunched up like this, you're typically at your low areas. So you could go lower. I wouldn't be surprised if XRP did inevitably go below $1, maybe later this year. You'll probably tighten this band up and then get set to rally sometime later this year or next year. I want to look at some moving averages, and then we'll wrap this up. Put these on there, 50 and the 200. 50-month moving average, you're actually right there for support. You don't seem to respect that too much, but hey, you are right there right now. Weekly time frame. 200 week, you are below there. Perfect time to buy, right? Typically, the best times to buy are below that 200 week moving average for a lot of different assets. But XRP does like to go a little bit lower than just right below, so be aware of that. Daily time frame, still looking pretty bearish, pretty bleak with all these. So nothing really to show with the current situation with these moving averages. Oh, I thought that was the 50. That's the 200. Yeah, it is the 200. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's time you'll move back up to the 50. Let's go over here real quick. Yeah, you like to find resistance there, don't you? Could you move? That'd be interesting. There's a little bit of a magnetic pulse here at this $2.05 area. I mean, at any point, XRP could just rip all the way up here. I would expect if you do, you probably would still come down below $1 in time. But you know how XRP is, guys. It can be squirrely. Even in bear markets, even in boring times, you can have these random just squirrely pumps. Some big news comes out with Ripple or whatever, and people get excited, and then the price pumps. But I'm just talking at this point. I'm going to end the video there. Thank you all for being here. Hit that like button. Take care. Bye.